Gas prices are the highest they've been in 7 years, and Californians are feeling some of the worst pain at the pump. Fox 26, your hometown News Connection reporter Marie Ettinger set out to learn why all this is happening. And Marie, who is to blame for our sky-high prices?
It's pretty complicated, and we're going to get into all of it. And I know that people are tired of hearing this, but experts blame the pandemic. They explained last year there were way fewer people traveling around, and that means fewer people at the pump. Now that we're all back to traveling and showing up here at gas stations again, that demand is really just outpacing the supply.
Come Thanksgiving, we're expecting 53.4 million people to travel, with 90% of those doing so in a car.
That's a lot of people who'll be watching their gas bill tick up next week for the holidays. So, who is to blame for the rising prices?
It really comes down to the basics when it comes to gasoline. You know, it really is all about supply and demand. Right now, there's a crunch on the supply of crude oil, and there's a lot of demand. People are still driving.
A lot of people, like these Republican lawmakers, have been blaming the Biden administration for the uptick. Experts say the president actually has next to no influence over gas prices. Who's deciding those prices for crude oil?
It's a global commodity, so it is impacted by supply and demand, and there's a whole lot of other things, market speculation. There's a lot of things that go into the price of crude oil.
President Biden recently directed the National Economic Council to look for ways to reduce energy costs and sent the Federal Trade Commission after market manipulators and price gougers in the energy sector. He also asked OPEC to ramp up production of crude oil, but OPEC refused. Senator Chuck Schumer has been pressing President Biden to tap into the nation's strategic petroleum reserve to lower prices a bit, but that's usually held for natural disasters.
The United States still imports a lot of crude oil for processing into gasoline, and so it may have a short-term impact, not necessarily long-term. Really, we're looking at the price of crude oil. That's really been the driver for what we're seeing.
California, of course, has the highest gas tax in the nation. That impacts prices quite a bit. The high rate is because of California's carbon management program and state requirements regulating fuel blends. The tax just went up in July to 51.5 cents per gallon on top of the 18.3 cent federal excise tax.
The Fresno area has not. That's one of the few places in California that has not broken a record. So that record in the Fresno area is $4.63 a gallon. Currently, the average is $4.61.
The spokesperson from AAA, who you just heard from, told me that the gas prices really don't impact how much people are traveling. So the video journalist I'm with, John Dwelly, he and I went to different gas stations to ask around about how many customers are showing up. He talked with somebody who owns a gas station that tends to have kind of higher than average prices because of its location. That person told him that they have been seeing fewer customers, but I talked with somebody at a lower than average price gas station, and they said they're actually seeing more. Monty?
Well, Marie, I don't know who or what's responsible for these higher prices, but we certainly are all feeling it and don't like it. Thank you. By the way, the Central Valley has some of the cheapest gas in the entire state right now. The Mono Winds Casino Fuel Center in Auberry is selling regular gas for $3.75. The Yoket gas station on Jersey Avenue in Lemoore also ranked in the top 10 list of lowest prices. Gas there is about $3.95 a gallon. In Fresno County, the next cheapest gas is $4.15. You can find those prices at a couple of different stations in Sanger and at the Quick Serve on Shields Avenue in Fresno.